Thank you. So, first of all, thanks a lot. It was really a pleasure coming here after 2 years. Wonderful. Thanks for Rona and the team inviting me. IWC Schaffhausen, we're selling watches, obviously. Is someone who doesn't know the brand, okay? What we are doing here with, in terms of security, we are very active since more than 10 years in security. Why? Because we were one of the first brands using all the technology from social media, Google, and using our stuff. So today, this morning, what we saw is really a lot about technology. What really gets forgotten, really, people forget, is the users, the end users. And this is something we haven't seen here. Leslie from Microsoft explained empathy, so on. But what I totally missed is, how can I sell it? How can I change, how can I establish a security culture in my company? You can go here through the door, buy your technology, go to Zach, buy Tanium. Mr. Bruce Schneier, the absolute security guru, said, and I fully agree with him after doing this 10 years at a very dynamic company, if you think technology can solve your security problems, then you don't understand the problems and you don't understand the technology. And I absolutely agree with him, because security in a real life, not from a vendor, is what we also heard from Aptiv this morning, also from ICR. It's not working if you don't have a balance of these three areas. We have process, we have people, and technology. We heard from ICR problems. Ooh, why do you change this? Why you are doing this? And so on. And there's no way of really bringing the people to change the behavior. So why is this so? So if something happens, you know, is this in the business, there's an incident. Ooh, everyone is talking about it. It's cooking. Ooh, and then it's gone. And this is really a problem, because the next incident is just days away. So the target of the awareness is to keep talking about it here. So how do you do it? Any recipes? You're buying an e-learning and a phishing test, and then send it out and expect people to change the behavior. That doesn't work. We all know that. So what is the recipe? What can we do here? There's a clear maturity curve, and I always said there's two ways of doing it. One is you do it because of compliance. You have to do it. You're regulated, or you're going through an ISO certification. So what do? I do the necessary thing because I have other things to do. But if you really want to change the culture and the behavior of your users, you need to make it sexy. It needs to be fun. You know, security can be. We have wonderful stories. We heard everything here. Why you don't sell it? Why you don't sell it to the people and make things interesting to them? That's really a problem. So how can you do that? That's a good question. Security is a change process. It's something you have to do. It's something you do every day. And only if these three things work together, then you will, in fact, really get security working. So how do you do that? Awareness. There's a lot. It's empathy. Yes, you're right. But how do you sell it? How do you make people do it? Do you agree e-learning on Friday afternoon before deadline? I'm doing it 20 minutes before. Right? Click, 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 buy. Is this change? No, it's not. So what do you do? So what we have done, first of all, think about when you talk. When you communicate, build a communication plan. Check when there's big events in your company. I know we have to talk about scalability in large enterprises like Aptiv or whatever. There's other strategies, but I'm showing you the generic way. If you launch a campaign, think about the business. If there's vacation time, stop in May, June doing activities and go back again in September. If there's Christmas, I know it is. It's the same here in Ireland or in the UK or wherever. Before Christmas, end of November, stop talking. And then start in the new year. So build a communication plan, but keep in mind the context of your company and when there's major events. People forget that. They tend to forget that completely. If you build an awareness campaign, a real awareness campaign, go and build an advisory board. I'm sure there's people from the business, but there's all IT guys, security guys. You don't speak the language. You starting communication, you make awareness campaigns, you don't talk the language. You need an advisory board with key stakeholders from the business. Why? Because they know where the pain points. They can tell you your campaign is crap, it will work or not. You know, there's maybe legal things, there's maybe HR things. Make an advisory board. We have created an advisory board of 10, 15 people, and everything that we plan to communicate goes through this board, you know, just to see if people understand that. This is something you have to consider and think about it. If you look for a reference model, how to do that, there's the SANS Institute. We heard sometimes this morning about this. It's a wonderful model. Really, there's everything you need. They say there's 5 stages. So you don't have awareness, it's compliance-focused, promoting it, behavior change, and so on and so on. Wonderful, use that, but there's one thing, how to sell it. There's always how to sell it. I did all the trainings for security awareness, and for me, a key topic for security awareness is branding. We are all driven by logos, right? See here nice logos, you know, you have your favorite, you have Starbucks, whatever. What is missed here, there was a 7-day training I did, was one slide about branding your campaign. Give it a name. It should live. It was about Smokey the Bear from the Forest Service, and this was it, after hundreds of slides. But if you have your users, they're flooded by information. They're completely flooded. You know, just walk out there. We were yesterday with a nice dinner, thanks for that. Walking, there's always flashing and whatever. And if they're not flashed by all the things, they're busy by themselves. Right? When Jonathan said, click, and now you come with your e-learning and phishing test and say, change your behavior. It doesn't work. People, why? It's boring. Yeah? And it won't work. This is the death of your campaign. And then you expect people to change behavior? We heard it all this morning, and you will hear it afternoon. And also from Leslie said, what is going on there. So what do? You need to brand your campaign. You need to give it a logo, you need to give it a name, and it needs to live. So what we did at IWC, and I've supported many other companies, and I'm happy to help the guy from ICR, voluntary to brand your campaign. Pictures are living. You need to give it a name. We call it Watch It. Watch it, first of all, yeah, watch it. But also, watch IT. This is our campaign. We are using pictures. We're doing it in English and German. We are using the pictures to transport the message. Because also what we heard this morning, pictures are emotions, right? You need to talk about it. And this makes people, we are the best KPIs in the intranet. We have the most attendees in lunch and learns. It works. And I saw it in many other companies as well, which I support in terms of awareness. So this is something really you have to keep in mind and do it sexy, make it consumable for them. Tips and tricks, give them the free tips. They have at home the same problems. We heard about backup this morning, ransomware, they have it at home. The tips are one-to-one. A phishing tips and tricks is the same at home. So there is no magic, just give them. People like that. Why are all the hacker movies always in the top #1 in iTunes? Because it's a cool story. You have so many stories to tell, just do it right and make it sexy. Here are further things, what we did, for example, we use all opportunities to talk about. 2008, what we had here was about fake news. Today, it's more than up to date. During the pandemic, we said, look, if you get vaccinated, don't post your vaccination pass on social media. Hey, I'm vaccinated, and you see the numbers of the vaccination. So people copy your vaccination pass and put on the numbers. So this is something, people love that. People love these stories. You just need to make it consumable for them. So these are all the different other things we spoke about. These are examples from other companies doing it. Give it a logo, give it a name, give it a brand. This was our first campaign we did with the Pilot Watch, a little bit commercial, and just give it a name and brand it. So how do you get started? How can you do that? There's several ways of doing it. One method I really like and I always used in my campaigns is design thinking. So when you start, just emphasize, define it, go back, does it work? Is there an idea, prototype? Show it to normal people, show it to an advisory board. Select from every group, target group you have, just select a couple of people, show them. How do you like it? What do you like? What do you prefer? It's a normal way of evaluating things. If you have workshops or if you plan to do something, who heard about Lego Serious Play? No, come on. No one heard about it? This is a fantastic way, developed in the 90s by professors in Denmark. And I used to do some couple of workshops with it. It's not playing Lego. It's a serious way of doing workshops with your people. Because why? When you have a whiteboard, and when they have these yellow stickers, after the third one, everyone is writing the same. And here in Lego Serious Play, you have to explain what you're thinking. There is no hiding. And you have to really go. So I've done workshops with this to create awareness topics. This works perfect. People love that. Everyone loves Lego. Right? So this is something for the adults. These sets are horrible expensive, $2,000, $2,500. There's a method. You can buy books. Just Google it, Lego Serious Play. So this is really something I can absolutely recommend and do that. So we are not the only ones. I would say Doing this, we won many awards, just a small selection of it, for best internal communication, best branding, best campaigns, awareness. And we are not the only ones doing that. There's many of them. So again, this morning, we heard about technique, we heard about process. Don't forget the human, and make it consumable and make it cool for them. They absolutely love that, and this is absolutely key. So my 6 principles I would like to give you for today: make it risk-driven. Look, what are the risks? We have phishing, social engineering, data loss, or whatever is our issue. Check which communication channels you have, how to reach the people. If you're an industrial company, they don't have email, use blackboards, use stickers, use whatever is possible. Check the communication channels. Then you have culture. If you're multinational, look, if you're, let me say that word. We are working for a large company which is based in the French part of Switzerland. French people love jokes. So what they did was to do an awareness campaign, doing French jokes, translating them into English and German. That's not the same. Okay, so be careful here. Culture is a big thing. Make it neutral, or do something for the French guys in special. You use an advisory board for people from the business. You don't understand the people. You don't speak the language. If you write something about that, it's not consumable for them. Because me as an IT or security guy, I write differently as maybe someone from the marketing, or from the HR, or from the machine workers, whatever. So you need someone to do that. Top-down support, absolutely important. I know it's difficult. Management, awareness in the management is a different story. I think I always said there's 2 different things. It's the workers, the normal people, and the management. Management is always, they're busy. It's always about the money. Yesterday there was some discussion in the evening how to get them. Honestly, if shit hits the fan, then you will get them. If it's money, it's risk, or whatever, you need to check what they are looking for or what is important to them. For us, it's reputation. You know, you don't buy a watch for 20,000 bucks because of the time. For us, it's like it's an emotional thing. We're selling emotions, we're selling dreams. That's important to us instead of money, I would say. So this is important. Branding, yes, you saw some examples here. Answer the question, why? Why the hell I have to use that? Why I need to use Get Visibility, which is a fantastic tool. Why? You need to explain that. And you need to see what is the benefit out of that. And in the end, do your homework, talk to the people, see what's working, and do that. Thank you.